I said I was going to go live, but it's Sunday. I've been doing a lot of sourcing this weekend, which I really didn't need to do, but there have been so many lovely lives today, I felt that I should put my 2 pennies in. I don't think this is going to be a long one, unless someone else has got ideas that I haven't. I'm hoping that the chat shows up. I'm still getting the hang of this StreamYard, but we're loving it, so I'm hoping that I am out there. I think I am live. So say hello to me if you're there. Pink Harpy, hi. I don't think I've seen you before, Pink Harpy. Hello and welcome. First in, my God. Someone's got to be first, haven't they? I'm probably going to just chant us slightly. Yay, there's Alexalicious. Hello, lovely. I saw yours this morning. No, let me rephrase that. I saw your lovely haul this morning. I'm deeply envious of some of the jewellery. I spent £32.20 this morning, which is quite a bit for me, really. And I spent £34 yesterday at a boot fair, which again was slightly impromptu because it was a nice day and I felt like going out. And I've just seen what a mess I look. So excuse the lack of that. The lack of makeup. Bumblebee. Hello, only the best name in the universe. What a lovely name. Very, very nice to see you. So, and Lisa, hello. Yeah, no, nice to see you all. I'm a bit tired. I went to a barbecue yesterday, which was absolutely lovely. But yeah, it was good. But of course, it rained because it always does when someone has a barbecue, doesn't it? Right, I'm going to try to show you what I got this morning. Where's that Karen? Yeah, where is that Karen? Oh, she's dealing with shirts, isn't she? I believe she's dealing with shirts. I certainly hope so. I need to show you something I love. See, it's not all clothes around here. It's not all clothes. I thought this was completely and utterly funky. It's really heavy, which is always a good sign with glass. It's deeply dusty inside. There's probably a spider or something living in there. It's really very obviously handmade. It's very rustic. I think it would be polite to say the handle is purple, actually. Now I hold it up to the light. I thought it was black originally. And this is it's a deeper orange than it looks on the camera. I paid £2 for this because I just thought it was lovely and charming and I like the proportions. It's that 70s feel. Karen's in. Hello, Joan Morris. Hello, lovely. Nice to see you all in. This badly needs a wash. This has come straight out of the bag. Orange is a thing right now, isn't it? Isn't orange just so much of a thing? I've got a thing about glass. I do love it. Let's try and get the lighting a bit better. There we go. Oh dear God. Right. So yeah, a bit of a wow. It's only about 6 inches tall. It's not exactly massive, but charming. And the way I tell is looking at there. You can see it quite well in the camera that it's got a smooth pontil. So if it's just completely flat and chances are it's been moulded and made, there's no seams on this. It's got sort of imperfections that I can see. You can't really see it on the camera, little bubbles and things. So it's very, very handmade and it's a much deeper orange than it's showing up here. So, yeah, I don't know what I can get for it, but, I'm going to do some research. It's not signed. There isn't a signature, but it's quite unusual, quite funky and definitely a good colour. So I was happy with that. I have bought some very strange things, though. Not all clothes. This is a rather tatty looking camera bag. Not very lush. It has to be said, it's not a known bag. It's nothing special. And I should learn from other people's experiences of not going near cameras. But this is a Zenith camera. And what caught my attention was not the fact that it's in a lovely leather case and it weighs a ton, so it's plainly old. It's the fact that when you look at the front here, oh dear, am I doing this right? It says Zenith, and then it says something looks really weird, and that's Russian. I presume that's Zenith in Russian. It could be. But this lovely old Zenith camera, and the chap informed me this was his very first camera. So he'd obviously bought a manual camera. It's so weighty, it's so chunky. I thought this has got to be something reasonably good. And if you can see there, excuse my nails, hang on, she says, trying to show the camera, that says Moscow, I believe in Russian, 80 Olympics. So it's to do with the Moscow Olympics when this was made. I've taken the case off and looked underneath, and it was made in Russia. And I know that that's a thing. So this is a thing called a Zenit. Sorry, it's really heavy. A Zenit EM. Now, not only does it have a camera with its case, which I thought was really rather funky, it's obviously been looked after. It came with a little flash thing, which may or may not work. I mean, you know, and another lens. Now, obviously, lenses can be good in themselves. Auto Tele Plus. AFS Very Auto. It looks like it's for close-ups. I should know a bit more about photography than I actually do. But I thought, well, you've got two lenses and a really old camera that looks like it's got some history to it. And it's been well loved. And most importantly, it comes with an owner's handbook. So if someone buys this thinking, oh, I want to try out a manual camera, they've at least got a chance looking out how to do things like change film. And I don't think it's got a film in it already. But it, you know, what it tells you what everything is. I have looked at similar sold, and if I'm right in thinking, let me just check. It's not a lot of money. I'm going to try for £50 for it. I paid £5. I'm going to have a go at getting £50 for it because I think it has been well looked after. You know, it's not full of dust. I've had a look inside. There's no problem with the lens or anything. It's just it's just so nice. It feels lovely, even if someone only used it as a prop. But who says it's not going to work? I mean, it's cool, it's vintage, and I couldn't help myself. When he said a £5, I was kind of like, oh, I've got to. Someone's going to love it. Someone's going to give it a good home. Now, I've got it yet to watch the second half of Carla's live this morning because I had to go out to the boot sale. I watched Josh back today, and I'm really, really interested. And Josh, if you're out there, please, please, please do, if you have the time and the energy and inclination, talk more about your investments because I'm quite interested, and a lot of it goes a bit over my head but my husband, his ears pricked up immediately when I said there's this chap who knows a lot about investments, very different style, different way of doing it, spreads your risk, and his eyes lit up. They lit up like little fireworks. So I think, you know, yeah, he'd like to watch that. So yes, please. That's basically the message there. So what else did I get? I got, I'm going to have to nip downstairs and get my purse because I've got some jewellery in it. And of course I've got to show you jewellery because why wouldn't I? This is a dress. It is, of course, Hobbs. But I thought it was really rather charming. It's a knitted dress and it's got this knitted in bow, which is very reminiscent of Schiaparelli, I think. It was one of these people that did this thing about making clothing look like it's got embellishments. Quite nice. It's Hobbs. It's silk, cotton and cashmere. You might think something's just going to be a bit knitty. So I'm trying to show you there. But hey, you know, and that's why it felt so nice. And seeing as it actually cost me, I'm pretty sure it was £1, you know. Yes, it was £1. I'm like, yeah, thank you. Some people had their stuff priced somewhat higher because they're all outside their own homes. So it's not like they're stood in a field. But some people just genuinely wanted to clear their rubbish or what they thought was their rubbish. This was a nice, we all like a plaid checked shirt, and Josh was saying the same. I never have any trouble selling these. And this is a polo Ralph Lauren, and it's a genuine one. Nicely made, nice large size. My husband won't wear check ones. More's the pity because I think he'd look fine in them. Bonus hangers as well. Didn't really need those, but still. So, you can't help it. Yeah, I think we're all interested. Gosh, if you're out there. Right. I'm going to grab these bits of jewellery and then I will go and grab my purse. So you may have to chat amongst yourselves for a second. These are tiny. I mean, I've not got the biggest wrists and hands in the world, but yeah, maybe they're children's ones. But they are actually and I picked up quite a few of these, seem to be made out of horn. I know you have trouble if you want to sell bone, and I think they've come from South Africa, because some have labels on to say that they came from South Africa. There's actually 5 in total. This is another tiny one, and they've painted them up. Grace Bangle cow horn. So I don't know whether I'll bundle them or whether I'll put the tiny ones together and say that, I mean, they've got to be, sorry, I'm out of shot here, aren't I? I forget that. My fault, yes. I forget where you are. Let me enlarge this and that'll probably be easier. It's just I don't really want to stare at a very big version of myself. Not at any time of the day, to be frank. So I don't know if there's anything in those. They basically cost me £2 for that lot. So even if I bundle them up, they're sort of tribal, very light. They almost feel plasticky. When I first saw them, I was like, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure. That's a bigger one. Yeah, that will go. Shall I do my QVC? That will go on a wrist and look spectacularly horrific on me, but there we go. So I thought those were cute, very cute. And there's bound to be something in it for me. I do tend to pick up these nice chunky asymmetric bangles. They don't go for a huge amount, but this one's 50p, so you know, I might try and sell it, maybe for a tenner. Oh dear, look, I never get the hang of it. This is a bit more me. It's a bit chunky, you see. Not quite so delicate. And quite nice. I don't think it's anything valuable. I do sniff things. It's not Bakelite. And this one, I don't normally bother with stretches at all. So this is very tightly put together. And these are stone. There's definitely tiger's eye. Some sort of agate, perhaps. Nice red agate. It's just really nice. Not silver or anything, but you know, it's that cold feel when you go and pick them up out of the box. It's like, yes, I do like things that have gemstones or semi-precious or just these kind of gorgeousness. I do like them. Now, I really did want to go and get the other bit. So if you could, Steve, hello, Steve. I haven't said hello to people. Hello, Christine Davis. Who else have I missed? Too wrapped up in my jewelleries. Right, everybody's in the house. If you can, oh, home from the beach, lucky you. I have chaos hair going on today. Don't know quite what happened there. Right, if you can, are they silver? Do you think they might be? I need to buy some silver testing stuff a la Lex. I'm not sure what that's called. Lex, if you could tell me, I'd be very grateful, because I do need to be able to test for silver and gold. I've got stuff that I daren't put out because even though it says 925, I know stamps are cheap and it's not always telling the truth. Right, 2 seconds and I'll go and get these bits of jewellery because I do need Alexalicious opinion on one of these. 1 minute. Amuse yourselves. Amuse yourselves. I'm back in the room. I hope you've not been naughty. I'm back in the room. Sorry about that. La la la. We'll stay now. Yeah, nobody needs to hear that. Right. The opinion I wanted was on the stone, actually, in this sort of pendenty thing. Right. First thing I've got here, though, it's a man's ring, and it's really big. Yes, you will be. Yeah, it's silver. Don't mind if I do. It says Butterfingers. It says something like Mexican. Oh, I could see it before, and I can't see it well now. So it's Mexico 9 something. Anyway, it's definitely silver. And I thought it was absolutely gorgeous. A ring piece. It may well be a ring piece. But it's not tiny. It's not hugely thick, but it's just really, really nice. The one ring. Now, the thing I might have just got horribly wrong, and I don't know what drew me to it. Hey, you know, we've all got to have the occasional fail. Was, which way up does it go? It has a tiny 925 on it. And I don't know if it is meant, yeah, it must be meant to be that way around, because that must be the bail. And it's a pinky stone. Oh, Lord, my camera is not going to do it justice. It's a pinky stone that's got flecks in it. I don't know if it is alpaca. I think it does say 925 on it, that one. But sometimes they're made in Mexico. Oh, my eyes, seriously. My eyes are bad. But I didn't know what this was. The back of the stone is actually quite rough. And the front has been polished. And then it has this sort of weird bit of danglies on the bottom of it. I'm not totally convinced, but I quite like the shape of it, and I thought someone might like it. There we go. I might put it on a silver chain and see if we can sell that. I think I paid £12 for both of these together. So I'm not convinced I've done amazingly well, but that silver ring's got a fair bit of silver in it. And I just like the style of it, just plain and chunky. Yeah, that does look a little bit handmade, doesn't it? So I'm not quite sure there. I will look into it. But jewellery is something I'm sort of stealthily moving into. Albanian gold. Never heard of it. It's got me going now. I want to see what this says. How annoying is that? Have I a loop? Where's the handbag? Sometimes the loop goes in the handbag and sometimes it doesn't. And there's a lot of loose change at the bottom. It's all fallen out. And my magnet. Definitely not magnetic. Definitely not magnetic. See, look, it's extendable. This was thanks to Margaret Texas Girl Treasures. I found one in a pound shop and thought, I won't lose that because it's a good size. So those are two little bitses. What I bought. There's not a huge amount here, but if you want, I can show you the haul from yesterday as well. But it's up to you because you might have better things to do with your Sunday. This, I paid £3 for this. I know it's an old sea salt Cornwall, but I thought it was quite pretty and it's in good nick. And it's a size 14 as well, so that's a pretty good size. Sea salt, yeah, when I sell sea salt, it does well, but it takes a while to sell. But these are slightly more to me because it's got longer sleeves and it's more of a jersey fabric. And it's not bobbly, so it's not been worn. And that was one at £3, another at £3, same size, sea salt, same thing again. And this is the sort of dandelion head, allium head, whatever they are. Same style dress exactly, and in very good condition. They've been washed and worn a few times, but they're not kind of worn to death. Because we've all been around the charity shops that have, you know, Bowden, and something's been worn so much that half the colour's gone and there's more bobbles than there is substance. I'm just going to lower this a bit now. It's the sun, you see. Who's cooking dinner? Oh dear, well, you'll need to eat. I'm doing fajitas tonight, so that's a quick and easy meal. The find of today, for £2, 2 whole English pounds. Oh, I can't get it all in shot. There we go. Tis this. Now, this just looks like an ordinary brown bottle, but look at the lines. The lines. It's beautiful. It's got a very 70s feel to it. And it's very hard to show, but it's got flecks of colour in. Now, if anyone likes art glass, they'll probably recognise this, as I did a mile off. It's by a company called Medina, which is... Oh, where is it now? Ah, an island. Comes from an island. Anyway, Medina, M-D-N-I-A, and you will see it signed on the bottom, if I can get it to... God, this camera really... It's sort of etched into the bottom. You just sort of see some outlines. MDINA. And for £2, I would have had it just for me. And I'm dreading the thought of posting it. It's exceedingly dusty, she says. Hello? It is exceedingly dusty, but again, it's heavy. And I know that shouldn't be the only criteria when looking for good quality glass, but if it's really heavy, it's going to be a lot better than some of the light stuff, especially if you're looking for something that's old. It's very flat across the bottom, but you can feel it's so smooth it's been ground. It's been ground down, and all the flex in it. So that's quite a famous thing. And I'm hoping, if I double check what I'm hoping to get for that, because I paid £2 for it. And there are ones very similar that have sold for. I've done a draft. Hang on, this takes time, doesn't it? Oh, I've got some packing and posting to do. I shouldn't be displeased with that, but I do. So that means work. I'm feeling slightly lazy. She says, no, I'm not putting it on as an auction. I am hoping, because I think it'd make a nice gift as well, to get £85 for it. They have sold at that amount of money. I've seen one sell at that amount of money where they didn't show the signature on the bottom. So, yeah. So that is my find of today. Julian Fellows. No. There are several people that worked for this company, but it's not actually. I think Robert Harris was one of them, but this actually just says Medina. It doesn't have a name. If it had one of those names on top, we're talking 10 times the amount easily. So I was quite pleased with that. That was one of my last finds of the day. And when I saw it, I was like, just looked like a brown thing. And I thought, well, I like the line of it. But when I got close, I'm like, yes, please. Oh, hi, Shelstruni. She's in the house. So that in itself was the haul from today. And I spent £32.20, but I also spent 50p on a raspberry and chocolate brownie. And I had to bung my son a couple of quid because he was looking for things as well. Well, I might put those back in my purse again. That's the problem with jewellery, you don't want to lose it. So, not masses of things, but, I don't need a lot of stock. I am sort of getting towards capacity when it comes to the amount of things I've got listed for the size of my shop, unless I want to start paying for listings. So now I'm being much, much more highly selective about what I'm actually buying, because I just, and it seems to be working. Whatever I'm doing at the moment, I'm actually haven't had a bad August. It's a lot better than previous years, and I know that September tends to be. It's usually has been my best month historically. September and October are my best months almost of the whole year. So I'm really kind of hoping that's what happens. Mind you, this year it could probably be very, very different. But I've got some really nice stuff that's scheduled to go on every day. Buy it nows. So do you want me to show you the stuff from yesterday where I spent £34 at a book fair? I'll wait for an answer, because if people have got other things to do, I completely and utterly understand it. You don't necessarily want to listen to me dribble on when you've got other things to be doing. Downton. I thought the name Julian Fellows is vaguely familiar. I haven't watched any Downton ever. I'm probably one of the few people who's never seen it. I'm more of a Peaky Blinders fan myself. But I understand Downton Abbey is highly addictive. I think I've got a Downton Abbey jumble cell? Downton Abbey jigsaw puzzle that I just don't seem to be able to shift. So plainly it's not my vibe. Oh, Lisa, no. Nobody wants to wet themselves. Whatever the movie is. You need to get out, Lisa. Yes, you do. Well, James says yes. There you are. One person says yes. If you don't want to watch the rest, then fine. I would say it's clothes, just in case anyone. Yes, I like the clothes in programs. I like Peaky Blinders because I love what they're wearing. This is for now, Lex. You could wear this for your wedding. For Josh, although he was saying you've already got your dress. Very strappy. It's a debut. Now, where's debut from? Is that John Lewis or I think it might be John Lewis or Debenhams? Can't remember. Peaky Blinders. Oh, Shell, you will love Peaky Blinders. This is a plain sort of column dress. Well, no, flares, but it's that sort of satiny stuff. But it was immaculate, and it was £1. So how could I not? I thought someone would want it, whether they want it for a wedding. But I should offer you first, shouldn't I, Lex? I've just got to check under the skirts. If you'll excuse me, I'll see what size she is. Where are we? It's a UK 12. Oh, it's Debenhams debut. Oh, and it's nylon and polyester. So easy clean. Oh, yes. Yes, tiny. Yes, people are small, aren't they? I mean, that way, not just that way. Oh, God, dig myself in deeper. So, other things that I bought. I'm trying to think. I paid £2 for this. It's furry. It's like grass. I picked this up because A, it was in the packet. B, it says Dugan Donegal, and I know Irish made stuff does well. I don't think it needed a grass in with it though. To be fair, it was on the floor. And this is actually mohair, but it's kind of like a boucle knit. It's really textury and it makes me itch just handling it, to be honest. But these things are in demand. It'll do as a gift. And I think I've put that on for, let me just check. I've drafted these. I haven't actually photographed these yet. My camera's not recognising me. Please recognise me. My face isn't that different. Slightly more wrinkly than yesterday, but not that different. Right, let's have a look at my drafts. eBay. Selling. Drafts. I tend to draft things up really, really briefly on the phone, just so that I've sort of logged in. And then I photograph them and then I do them properly. Go in and measure them and do them properly. So I suppose it means I handle things 3 times rather than twice, but there you go. Right, here we go. I've got all these ready. Oh. On the app, it doesn't like you looking at anything. That's more than 20 of them. How annoying. Okay, I can tell you by doing this. Excuse me for a moment. Manage drafts. I've got lots of drafts. 78 now to fill in. So I'm scooching down here to see if I can find the... Oh, Lord, where is it? Well, I could have sworn I'd done one. Trying to tell you how much I'm going to get for this scarf. Ah, here we go. I've been very cheeky and put it on for £40. Very cheeky indeed. But it's unusual, it's rare, it's Irish, and people like. Now, the next thing. I'm going to have to keep flipping screens. This is a leather biker vest. It says, and it seems to imply, that it's by Indian Motorcycles, which, when I looked at this, that's what I saw. But if you look closely, you can spot the error. Motorcycle, not motorcycle. So it's not a genuine thing, but it's still made very well, and I won't sell it as an Indian brand one because it plainly is trying to be. But it weighs an absolute ton, and I got a whole bunch of things here. I got 5 things for £20, so let's say this cost me £4. But it's very biker. Thingies on the side. But you know, people like that sort of things. Oh, hello. Who are we doing? I've missed something there. I'm going back through the chat here because I've missed something. I think I've missed something important. Red Right Hand is my song to strip to. It is an amazing song. I agree totally. I'm not sure about the stripping bit, but I can see why it's a good song. I love that soundtrack. Oh, I'm clicking about here. Sorry, I'm just... There we go. You're a 10. Well, why not be a 10? We are what we are. And it doesn't matter. It's fine to be anything. I think that's the difficulties when people are different sizes, top and bottom, because that makes things a bit annoying, doesn't it, really? Difficult to find stuff. Oh, yes, Lex is beautiful. We're all beautiful. I do, me too. Right, okay. I see where this is heading. Hell's Angels, yes, right. We're back into polite territory. Yes, it is a bit Hell's Angels. It's definitely biker chic. Okay. And talking of Peaky Blinders and other such historical things, as we were, I can't remember what I was going to get on that. I think I was going to try for. I have to keep clicking out to the drafts. I think I was going to try for about 50 quid in it because it is so solid. I'll bring them down, obviously. If it doesn't go, then stuff gets cut. But I'm always going to be a bit cheeky in the first offering. Lovely waistcoat. I like them, so I figure everyone else should. They really pull an outfit together. This isn't anything fancy or vintage. It's H&M. But it's a 38. That's a 12, isn't it? But it's a nice herringbone design. I think with winter coming in and autumn, they'll go. So I've got that. This was a real find though, which I didn't realise. Yes, it's a waistcoat again, and it's a proper hunt and shoot and fishing one, and it's reversible, which I didn't realise. It's reversible. So I wasn't looking at brand or anything. I was just thinking, wow, that's cool. It's got lots of buttons, and each little button has a tiny, teeny little foxy head on it. Hang on, hear it? Tiny, teeny little foxy head. Very, very cute. Excess. Oh, we're talking about surgery. Okay. Brave people that can do that. I am too much of a coward. So this is exclusive country wear designed by Chris Dawes, styled and made in Yorkshire, England. So it's no nonsense hunt and shoot and fishing gear. Love all this sort of thing, and they go for pretty good money when they're using them as props in shows, or whether someone's just looking to feel the part. I'm actually going to ask £40 for that. Cheeky, I know, but hey, gotta be cheeky, because why not? Nothing wrong with being cheeky. And sometimes these things go. It's been a waistcoat kind of a day, because I picked this up. This is it's cotton fronted. This is a Liberty print for anyone who knows their Liberty. This is Hera, which is the peacock feather design, in the most stunning blue. It looks a lot nicer in real life than it does on camera, much like my good self. But it is Liberty. It's a bit vintage, and it's got the satin back on it. This is a man's one again. Absolute gutting shame. I quite like that, but that's a men's one. Excess skin. Foxes are not cute. Yes, I know. My neighbour keeps foxes. She doesn't. She keeps chickens. And yes, they do that senseless mad frenzy thing. So although I adore a fox, I can completely understand why people don't. I think there are other ways of dealing with them, perhaps, than herring across the countryside and a horse, but that's just me. So that Liberty print, it wasn't quite as high a price as I was hoping for, but it's a decent size, and I am hoping to get. Where's it gone? I'm going to try for £30 on it because it is immaculate. There's not a single thing wrong with it, and it's stunning. Liberty, I know. I can spot a Liberty print a mile off. I adore it. I wouldn't necessarily wear it, don't get me wrong, but their stuff is iconic. Now, I spotted a bag on the floor. So I think, was it all of those I picked up for £4 each? Something like that. I may have paid less. I saw this little beauty of a bag. Oh, I'm a bit sort of blurry, aren't I? It's not quite as orange as it looks. It's a sort of deep tan colour. It's suede. It's quality again. It's nicely made. I have a tactile thing about nice stuff, and I thought this is nice stuff. So I had a look inside, and it's got a different coloured inside pocket for phones, and really thick suede as well. So I thought, yes, all looking good, lovely and clean. Not too much detritus in there from previous. And I really don't know if you're going to be able to see this label because it nearly did my... No, you can't really. That tiny little suede label actually says Muddy Dogs Somerset. And apparently, surprise, surprise, that's actually a half decent brand. So it's there you can tighten the thing up there like that. Make it a little baggy. So it's kind of a slouch bag, almost tote bag size. It's quite huge. And I thought, that's not bad, I'll have that. And I think I only paid £2 for that, if I remember, because I was very pleased to find it. Yeah, I like nice things. I'm Taurian. I think somehow we're just drawn to textures. I'm going to try for £50 on that because there's not a mark on it. Luckily, it was in a muddy field, but it wasn't a muddy field. It was just a field. So I'm really hopeful on that. It'll get a little go over with a suede brush, but I don't mind taking care of business to get it sold. Right, we're getting through the bag here. What's this? Oh yes, I'm trying to do things in order, and I'm sort of failing slightly. Oh, I forgot to mention, I did buy a Sex Pistols CD this morning called Kiss This, just for nostalgia's sake. But it only cost me 20p, so I didn't really put it on that was the 20 on the £32.20, obviously. That was more for my consumption than for selling, though. What have I got here? Men's trousers. 50p a pair. Don't normally bother with M&S men's trousers, but they were brand new. One's a linen pair. A big size, actually. One's a linen pair. I've slightly missed the summer boat. But they're brand new. 50p a pair. A linen pair that they call khaki, but they're kind of grey, so that was confusing. And, of course, because we all know corduroy's in, especially a nice tam corduroy, they were also brand new at 50p. Again, a 40-inch waist, so a big size. So, I mean, I'm not going to get a massive amount for them. If I got £15 a pair, I'd be quite happy. Especially at a 50p outlay. Yeah, falls off chair. That's this thing. I can't tell you how nice it is, though. Muddy Dogs. They're quite expensive, brand new. They are very expensive, brand new. And when I saw this sitting amongst the Primani bags and the faux leather falling apart bags, I was quite gobsmacked when he said £2. So, yes, I practically bit his arm off for that one. Oh, Bexify, yeah, there's nothing like a pound rail. Sometimes it's a load of old cack and sometimes it's just brilliant. Yes, you could have a leg each, although make walking a bit difficult. That'd be quite funny though, wouldn't it? Oh, quite funny indeed. Right. Also, I'm not necessarily a big one for picking up any old jumpers unless they're cashmere. But when you see a black polo neck, which I believe is a thing now, the polo neck once again, it's Marks and Spencer's, but it is Italian. It's that collezione range they do, but it's merino wool with silk. So that's quite high quality, and that's quite a big size. It seems to come with a little extra pet hair, which we all deal with, but that was really nice. And that cost me, see, I've actually made notes of these now. This must have been part of my, I think that was about £1.50, that one. It's because I bought things in bundles. I will bundle things up on a good store. Paisley. This is one of my earliest purchases when I went in there and I thought there's not much. It's per Una, it's a 14, but it's needle cord, which I think people are going to be enjoying this year. It's got paisley, and it's that kind of very flippy at the bottom style. So it's very, sort of walk along and then it all flips out behind you. Slightly longer at the back than the front. So is that a bustle style? I don't know. But it didn't cost me very much, I don't think. Oh, that was about £1.50 as well. That came in the bundle. So that was that. Wow, got to the bottom. I'm at the very last thing. And I picked this up because it was kind of funky and I liked it. I know it's Zara, but it's this sort of chevron. It's one of these sort of slightly see-through beach things, and obviously kind of beach season may have gone. But when it costs £1.50, it's all asymmetric-y hem, kind of beach overthrow, cover-up job. And it unlike Zara's sizing always makes me giggle because they reckon I've got a slight repair to do on the shoulder. That'll be easy to do. Everything seems to come in, their size. I mean, I'm extra large or something, and I'm not that big, 12 to 14. This is a medium, and it's quite a good size. There's quite a lot of it. So someone will want that because it's quite festively and funky. I liked it, so someone will. Yeah, so that was my £34 spend there. But certainly the waistcoats, the trousers, the bag, and that wool scarf are probably going to make me a good amount of profit. When I was looking at this yesterday, and I was saying to my husband, "Oh, you spent more money again. Oh, do you have to get so much stock?" And I said, "Look, I've spent £34, but if I tot it up, in theory, what I could make if it all sold at the asking price, then I would be looking at something like £370, I think, when I added it all up. So that's over 10 times investment. And that's the kind of figure I like. So, yeah, there will be a few people, which I used to do, which is to head off and go off into on holiday when the kids go back to school. Which one might you be tempted by, lovely? Which one might you be tempted by? If it's this, it's really long. I'm just saying, it's really long. I could probably wear it without tripping over if I had my flip-flops on with a little heel. But this might be. I can do the measurements. I'll do the measurements for you if you're interested, because you'd look fabulous in this. It's very hippy-dippy, but it is seriously quite long. This one. Okay, I will measure it for you. I will measure it. And maybe I can get that over to you, because if you're going in 3 weeks, I can get that to you in good time. You look amazing in that, sort of floating along the beach. Excellent. Okay, right, I'll keep that one back then. So that's my little haul. Well, 2 little hauls really of money I wasn't planning to spend this weekend, but I actually had quite a good day yesterday, and I didn't sell many items, but the ones I sold were good money. It would look amazing with Doc Martens. Yes, it really would. That would be quite a statement. It looked fab with Doc Martens. I sold a pair of curtains, and those of you who followed me for any amount of time will know, very heavy curtains, nearly broke my back sending them off to somebody to only get them back. Then I sold them again for less, but they cancelled quite quickly. They're kind of like lined with blanket, and they're tartan and real heavy, thick quality country house curtains. And I let them go this time for an offer of 120 quid. And there's about £15 postage on top. But I want them gone. They're literally sat in a box in my sitting room, being a shelf. So you're looking for a tie-dye dress if I have one. Okay, right. Well, I will send you a message, and you can go and check my store, because I may have stuff, because now that I've got this many listing. The measurements on the small horn bangles. Right, bear with. Oh, yeah. Right, because they're not bendables or anything. They're literally over the wrist. Hang on a minute. I'll dig them out, because I'll forget otherwise. Squeeze the Vaseline. Here they are. Right. 1, 2, 3. Where's the rest? Okay. Right. Just for you, Ms. Harpy, we'll do the measurements. This was the big one, and this is. Do you want centimetres or inches? Very difficult to do. Hang on, which way does that go? 7 centimetres across on that one. That's the big one. Some of these are sort of more oval shaped, so I'll give you the widest place. This little wriggly one, they are very, very small if you have such a delicate composite. Oh, actually, that is bizarre, because, yeah, it's not as tiny as it looks, because it actually does go across. These are kind of approximate, though. I would say that was 6.5 at the widest bit. So, yeah, I've not got tiny hands, as anyone will tell you, I'm not the most delicate of creatures. Now, this really is tiny. This looks like a napkin ring. I know it's not, because it says it's a bangle, but This one is really small. This is 5.5 centimetres across. That's this one, which is like the giraffe pattern. Okay. This is fine. This is a decent size one here. I say decent size. Would fit someone my size. I must stop doing that. I forget everybody's not the same size as me. That's 7 centimetres across. So that's the same as that one. And this one is very asymmetrical. I can get in and out of it. So it's probably going to be about 7 again at the widest part. And yes, it is 7 centimetres across. So these three are all what I call grown-up size, most definitely. This one is a little bit smaller. Oh, actually, it's not even, because it's a horn, it's slightly that shaped. So if I'm being specific again on this, I should say that it is, I would say 6, not 6.5 on that one. Because as you can see, it's kind of like a natural horn is. It sort of tapers. So it's 6 on that one. And that one was about 5, wasn't it? So yeah, if that helps you, Pink Harpy, by all means. But those two are definitely smaller. And the other three, I might bundle them up actually, the other three. They're more of a doable size. So yeah, that's the lot. That is everything. I'm looking around thinking, I'm sure I bought more. It always feels like you buy masses and then you get it and go, oh, is that all I bought? But that lot's going to need photographing, and that's one for tomorrow. Because once the sun goes over this way, I can't open this window to let the light in because you need some even light. And there's certain sort of optimum times of the day when I get even light. Tribal, most definitely. It's why I was drawn to them. Tribal, statement, as well. And I quite like the brutalist style. You like the giraffe pattern. That's the smallest one of all. Like I say, that really is. Diddy. I'm more than happy to, to have people if they want them. But that is really just over 5 centimetres. So if you're petite, check your size, Pink Harpy. Message me on Instagram, because I have actually kind of tried to get back into Instagram a bit because I've been terribly bad at just ignoring it. I realise I miss people's stories and that annoys me. So yes, do or put something, or put me something in the comments here, and I'll I'm not selling that. That's mine. This is my lovely chunky bangle. This was a kind of inherited gift from a mother-in-law. Where some said, "Oh, we don't want those." I mean, they do discolour, but it's silver and it weighs. It's about 85 grams. Solid silver. I'm never selling that because I wear it to death. Right, my lovelies. I think I bored you enough. I wanted to do a live. It makes me kind of get motivated about getting stuff listed. And yes, Lex, I will be in touch with you about that. So have a good rest of the weekend. And I've still got to get through Monday and Tuesday because Son isn't at school until Wednesday. So I'm still on adulting parental duties. You're not. Yes, I like chunky things as well, but I've actually got quite small wrists. So, tutty bye one and all. Hope you've enjoyed, and I will catch up with you all soon. Bye bye now. Bye bye. Do I want to end the broadcast? Yes, I do. Ta-ta.